Hey, thank you for joining Carini Arts behind the scenes in the studio. It's been a few days since I've come on and had a live talk. It's still a relatively new thing for me, and I'm trying to figure out what works. I'm trying to push myself out of my comfort zone and grow. Please check out CariniArts.com for my shop, my blog, my podcast. You can find my other social media platforms. I am just an independent artist sharing my experiences in an effort to support and help not only other artists but other dreamers out there, people trying to find their own voice. I know what it is like to feel lost and discouraged on your journey in just about every way fathomable. And I know what it's like to experience the ups and downs. And so while we have a lot of influencers out there just using buzzwords and talking nonsense, sharing glory moments, talking about, hey, once you make it, you've made it. I know better. I have seen the full spectrum. I have seen things circle around. I have experienced great successes and even more tremendous failures. But from the failures, I have learned a lot of lessons. And I think that one of the most powerful things you can do is to use those failures as a source of fuel, which is sort of the premise of what I do, which I call acrylic alchemy. But I think it's one of the most valuable things that you can give back and offer to other people is trying to build bridges and help fill the gap to make the path a little easier for some people, as I'm about to talk about burning bridges. Because I think that one of the secrets to success for me, and it's not really a secret, is that you have to burn the bridges sometimes. You have to burn the boats. You have to make it so that there is no alternative but for you to move forward. Now, somebody that likes homeostasis, I, more than anyone, like to have a predetermined path of sorts, know that things are going to work out, be set up, but that's not how it goes. We had this pandemic hit us this past year, and a lot of people that had this illusion of security lost that illusion of security, and they realized, hey, they were working for something that they didn't want to begin with. So if you were willing to potentially lose everything for something that you didn't want to begin with, why are you not willing to risk everything for what you do want? And if you haven't asked yourself that question, if you're somebody avoiding looking in the mirror for the past year, maybe now's the time to ask yourself why you're avoiding doing that. Is it fear of success? Is it fear of failure? What is it? So I want to know. I want to know your thoughts. So join in. I do my live talk so that we can have a conversation. I still am in the process of building my following. It's not really about building a following. I figure, hey, if nobody else ever watches these videos, I'll put it out there so that somebody at 3 a.m. one day that is on the edge may find something to believe in, a little bit of hope. And if that's the case, then I feel like I did my purpose. So sometimes you have to have faith in what you're doing. You have to have this belief. And even though that faith and that belief may be shaken at times, which I just had mine sort of turned upside down in the past week by having a change in living situation. So my overhead from being down here to way up here. And as an independent full-time artist, now I'm thinking, oh, well, now I got to bridge the gap and make all this extra money in order to even break even. So in a sense, it feels like, or it felt like I got hit with this bomb of moving backwards. Like I have to do all this extra stuff now just to get back to where I was a couple weeks ago. And a couple of things happened there. One, there's this sense of humility and appreciation at this point in my life. Being a little bit on the older side, yeah, it hurts, it sucks. But I also have to then think, oh, you know what? I'm thankful for the fact that I was able to have that time. And if it is an uphill battle from here, well, you know what? I've had to pick myself up a number of times before. And having done that, I know that I'm capable of doing that. So one of the greatest things that can happen to you is hitting rock bottom and having to pick yourself up, not having anybody there for you. Now, if you do have somebody there for you, great. I don't want to discourage that. I just know that I come from a place, as many people do, where they don't have somebody that's there for them. And so having realize or come to the realization that I am capable of picking myself up so many times, it gives you this sense of, hey, I can rebound, I can build back from whatever. So even though I have these low moments, these periods of depression, these periods of battling with mental health, and based on my backstory, those of you that want to can dive deeper into that. I have a lot of posts on my blog about that and other videos about that. But it can seem very overwhelming. And even having been through all the things I haven't bounced back so many times, it still is overwhelming at times. The anxiety, the questioning of why am I doing this? Is it worth it? Even myself, when this happened last week, I thought to myself, well, do I have to go look for another job now? Do I have to change course? And I remembered all the years that I put into working towards somebody else's dream and how I thought that it was going to give me this security, but it was just an illusion. I thought that I was going to have a 401k and that my wages were going to go up. But you know what happened? That didn't happen. As I started to get older, they started to value me less, and cost of living here in San Diego continued to go up. So yeah, it gets harder and harder to do it, but the best position to be in is one where you are self-sufficient, dependent on yourself, and to know that the cards are in your hands so that you can make the choices for your life. And so sometimes that means burning the bridges, burning the boats so that you can't look back. Because if I had had an option to go back in the past week, because I was in this weakened state, I don't know, I might have considered it. So I think that the best thing for me was that I didn't have that option. I didn't have access to that crutch, to that ability to regress into this illusion of comfort. I think that comfort is one of the most damaging things in life. We all seek it, but it can do so much damage. So what I urge you to do is, in a sense, to get comfortable being uncomfortable. This morning I woke up, I was exhausted, I was tired, but I went out, did my run in the peak of the heat, because sometimes you got to do the things that suck. And if you condition yourself to work through those periods of suck, and you can acclimate to that pain, to that discomfort, if you can get in those reps in that sense, I'm telling you, there's no limit to what you can handle and what is possible for you. You are capable of so much more than you think. So I want to say first and foremost that the impossible dream that you have, whatever it may be, it is possible. It's only impossible to other people because they haven't done it. And sometimes even your friends and family, the people that love you, the people in your corner, are going to tell you that you can't do things or that it's not possible. And they may be trying to look out for you, or maybe it's the fact that they can't wrap their mind around it because they didn't go after their dream. So you have to recognize the fact that people that are usually telling you that it's not possible, that you can't do it, are people that did not, in fact, go after their dream, or that they can't wrap their head around your dream. But it's not their dream. It's your dream. So it doesn't matter what somebody else thinks about it, whether it's a significant other, friends, family, an enemy. It doesn't matter. Use it all as fuel to show them that you can do the impossible, to prove them wrong. You can 100% do it. So whether it be being a full-time artist or whatever it may be, I'm hoping that the lessons that I share will transcend beyond the field of arts. I think that art is integrated and tied to everything in the universe. And I'm hoping that those parallels will show through, and that maybe this will help you in a time where you're questioning your value, your self-worth, or whether it's possible for you. So before you make a crappy decision to go back to some shitty scenario or some job or some relationship that is not meant for you, take the chance. Do the difficult thing. It's going to suck. I know it sounds like, oh, well, it's easy to say, just go do it, burn the boats, burn the bridges. It's easy to say, but it's harder to do. I'm not saying that it's easy to do. It's going to suck to do at times. But you know what sucks more than putting in the work and the effort is being in a life that is not meant for you, existing rather than living. So make sure that you are truly living and not just existing. Move towards your dream. It is possible. Burn the boats, burn the bridges, do what it takes, that there is no other path but for you to move forward and to do the thing that you're meant to do. You have a calling. You were put here for a purpose. What was that purpose? Only you know what that is. You can't listen to what other people tell you is your calling and your purpose. You know in your heart, you know in your gut, you know in your soul what that is. Whatever that is what you're supposed to be doing. So stop making bullshit excuses. Go do it. Don't tell me that it's impossible. It is possible. It may just be very difficult to do, and you may need to get very creative in finding solutions for it. But I believe in you. You can do it. Check out CariniArts.com. Join me for my next art talk and join in the conversation. Share your thoughts in the comments, and I will talk to you later. Have a great day.